Thinking about moving to Maple Grove, Minnesota? Whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or just craving that sweet suburb life, this is one of the most popular suburbs in the Twin Cities right now. And for good reason. I'm Jade with the Living in Minneapolis Suburbs team, and in this video, I'm giving you the full breakdown of what it's actually like to live in Maple Grove. The pros, the things to consider, and whether it could be the right fit for you. Let's start with what most people care about, housing. The average home price in Maple Grove right now is around $450,000 according to Zillow, with most homes built in the late 80s to early 2000s. But here's what's great. You'll find everything from affordable townhomes in the low 300,000s or even below to beautiful two-story homes with large lots and walkout basements in the 500,000 to 600,000 plus range. Larger lots means more space for family and friend gathering. However, you better be ready to actually enjoy lawn and yard work with these larger lots. You'll also find 3-stall garages in Maple Grove if that's something you desire to store that boat for the summer on the lake, that garage gym you've been dreaming of one day, or just extra space for all of your stuff, because we know things get packed. If being on a lake is also something you desire, Maple Grove also offers lake options including Weaver Lake, Rice Lake, and Fish Lake are some of the biggest and most well-known in the area. Weaver Lake and Fish Lake have a lot of homes on the actual lake, while Rice Lake doesn't. Rice Lake only has a private access for boats, and you can only get access if you are actually part of their association. Be prepared to spend at least $700,000 on a home for Rice Lake also, but they are far and few between. Fish Lake is the priciest of the lakes, but also the nicest. To get a home on that lake, be prepared to spend at least $1 million. Weaver Lake is also another solid option that has a public boat launch and a lot of homes on the lake. And be prepared to spend at least $700,000 on a home for that lake. Fish Lake and Rice Lake have the best trail system around the lakes. Rice Lake has a 4-mile loop that stretches around the lake that's pretty much right on the water at times. Fish Lake also has 3+ miles of trails around and near the lake, making it super popular for bikers, runners, and walkers. If you're looking for beaches, Fish Lake is going to have the best beach, with the Fish Lake Pavilion being super popular and a nice large beach to enjoy the lake in the summer. Weaver Lake also always hosts a fall local triathlon, which is super cool. I've actually done it in the past, and it always gets a great turnout. Compared to some older suburbs like St. Louis Park or Hopkins, where you're dealing with 1940s or 50s build, homes here tend to be newer, more spacious, and less maintenance right out of the gate, which is a win-win for everybody. Now for one of the biggest reasons people move to Maple Grove, the schools. Maple Grove is mostly in the Osseo area school district, which includes Maple Grove Senior High, Osseo Senior High, and Park Center Senior High. But certain pockets actually do fall into the Wayzata School District, which is one of the top rated in the entire state according to niche.com. Maple Grove Senior High, however, is also a highly rated high school, ranked as the 18th best public high school in Minnesota and number 7 in Hennepin County. It also holds the number 1 spot for best high schools for athletes in Minnesota, highlighting its exceptional athletic programs. The school boasts an overall niche grade of A-, with high marks in academics, teachers, and student life. Osseo High School, located in Osseo, Minnesota, had an overall niche grade of a B, and the Minnesota ranking for Osseo High School was 120 out of 485 public high schools. The Hennepin County ranking was number 21 out of 53. Park Center Senior High School, which is located in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, had an overall niche grade of a B-, and the Minnesota ranking, unfortunately, was not listed in the top 100 statewide. If you're looking for top-rated elementary schools in Maple Grove, number 1 on your list is going to be Rush Creek Elementary School, an overall niche grade of an A-, and it ranked number 127th out of 929 public elementary schools. It offers grades from pre-K to 5. It's located in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and some of the highlights for Rush Creek is that it's recognized for obviously its strong academic programs and supportive learning environment. Number 2 on our list is Basswood Elementary School with an overall niche grade of an A-. Minnesota ranking for Basswood was number 143 out of 929 public elementary schools. Grades offered there are pre-K through 5. Its location, again, is in Maple Grove, Minnesota. And the highlights for Basswood Elementary is that it boasts high proficiency rates with 74% of students proficient in reading and 76% in math. Number 3 on our list is Fernbrook Elementary School. Again, this is a highly ranked school system in Maple Grove with an overall niche grade of an A-. Minnesota ranking was number 157th out of 929 public elementary schools in Minnesota. Again, grades are offered there are pre-K through 5, And the highlights for Fernbrook is that it's a highly rated school in the Maple Grove school system, and it's known for strong proficiency scores and a vibrant school community. It reports actually 74% math proficiency and 70% reading proficiency with a student-teacher ratio of 19:1. If schools are a big deal in your move, which they are for many, you'll want to check the boundary lines closely for the high schools and elementary schools you'd like your kids to go to. And this is something I help my clients navigate all the time, so reach out to me and I'd be happy to have that conversation with you. Next, for why people love living in Maple Grove, Minnesota, is lifestyle and amenities. And this is where Maple Grove really shines. It's one of the most convenient and livable suburbs in the entire metro. You've got the shops at Arbor Lakes, a huge outdoor lifestyle center with everything from Crave to Punch Pizza and new places popping up all the time. There's also a lot of shopping here as well, including H&M, Buckle, Evereve, Pottery Barn, Face Foundry, and more. Then there's Maple Grove Central Park, ice skating in the winter, which is roughly 810 feet long, and beautiful spot in the winter to enjoy free ice skating. And don't worry if you don't have ice skates, they do have rentals available. And in the summer, there's a splash pad available for those hot summer days with the kids. With over 12.7 miles of trails, Elm Creek Park Reserve is also one of the biggest parks and perks of living in Maple Grove. Spanning over 4,900 acres and 12.7 miles of trails, it's the largest park in the Three Rivers Park District and offers everything from hiking, mountain biking, and disc golf in the summer to downhill tubing, cross-country skiing, and snowboarding in the winter. Plus, there's an off-leash dog park and a huge man-made swimming pond that's perfect for families. Whether you're into outdoor adventure or just want to relax, this park makes Maple Grove feel like you're living in nature without leaving the suburbs. And let's not forget about the food. I mean, it's not just chain restaurants anymore in Maple Grove. You've got crowd favorites like Brick and Bourbon, Malone's Bar and Grill, and Three Squares Restaurant, which is a go-to for brunch. I personally love their chilaquiles, and my wife really enjoys their gnocchi. For something more upscale, check out Pittsburgh Blue or Biaggi's at, again, the shops at Arbor Lakes. And if you're into global flavors, Maple Grove delivers hot spots like Thai Express, Naf Naf Grill, and Portillo's. That's a crowd favorite. Whether you want craft cocktails, comfort food, or fast casual eats, there's something for everyone right here in Maple Grove. It's one of those suburbs where you really don't have to leave because it's all here. Another big question I get is how far is Maple Grove from downtown Minneapolis? The answer, about 25 to 30 minutes depending on traffic. If you're commuting from Maple Grove, you're actually in a pretty solid spot. The commute to downtown Minneapolis is actually one of the more manageable suburban routes. On a normal weekday, like I said, you can expect about 20 to 30 minute drive to downtown Minneapolis, depending on where you live in Maple Grove and what time you obviously leave. The main routes are I-94 East, 494 South to 394 East, and Highway 169, all of which are easily accessible and well maintained. Morning rush hour can add a little time, especially as you hit the downtown exits. Highway 494 is typically going to be the busiest, with 169 a close second. A nice secret that I use is Highway 100 off 94 East that isn't as busy usually compared to other major highways in the area. Now, if you're commuting to downtown St. Paul, you're looking at around 35 to 45 minutes depending on traffic. It's a bit farther and involves more cross-metro driving, usually via I-94 East to 694 East and then down 35 East. Not impossible, but something to factor in if you're making that drive daily. If you are going to be commuting to St. Paul, then Maple Grove is probably not a place I would recommend. That can be a really brutal drive, and there are plenty of other good suburbs that would make the commute a lot easier for you. Some to consider are more on the East Metro, such as Arden Hills, Roseville, Shoreview, and even Bloomington that would be a much easier commute. One underrated perk also of Maple Grove is the Maple Grove Transit. There's two large park and ride facilities right off of Main Street and Maple Grove Parkway that offers express bus service into downtown Minneapolis during peak hours. It's clean, reliable, and ideal for anyone who wants to skip the stress of traffic and parking downtown. It can also be a great option for heading downtown for a Twins, Vikings, or Timberwolves game to avoid parking and traffic. Also worth noting, Maple Grove's location gives you flexibility if you work in the northern suburbs like Brooklyn Park or Plymouth, where major employers like Target's North Campus, Boston Scientific, and Polaris are located. Those commutes can be under 10 to 15 minutes, which is a huge win. All in all, Maple Grove strikes a good balance between suburban living and urban accessibility, especially for professionals who want space and amenities without a brutal commute. If you want to commute north to St. Cloud or the Cabin, being right off of Interstate 94 makes it a super convenient spot for many reasons. Moving on now, I get the question a lot about who is Maple Grove ideally for? Well, Maple Grove could be a fantastic fit for a few key types of home buyers and people. First up, obviously it's good for families. If you're raising kids, Maple Grove really checks a lot of boxes. You've got highly rated public schools in the Osseo and Wayzata School District, tons of neighborhood parks and trails, and family-friendly attractions like Central Park's playground and skating loop, Elm Creek Park Reserve, and even indoor options like the Maple Grove Community Center. Next, couples who are upsizing from a Minneapolis condo or townhome. A lot of buyers I work with are ready to trade their apartment skyline view for a yard, a 2-car garage, and some more space without giving up access to good restaurants, shopping, and coffee spots. Maple Grove gives you that suburban breathing room while still having a lot of lifestyle appeal that the city offers. Arbor Lakes feels more like an urban town center than your typical suburb, with tons of walkable dining and shopping options. Then there are downsizers, especially active empty nesters. Maybe the kids are grown and now it's about finding a manageable one-level townhome or small single family that still offers some excitement. Maple Grove has a surprising amount of newer construction and low maintenance living options that are close to trails, restaurants, and healthcare, all while still just being about 25 minutes from downtown Minneapolis. It's a great if you want walkability without moving to a condo downtown. And now finally, really any type of buyer who wants a move-in ready home without completely breaking the bank. Maple Grove has a strong inventory of well-maintained homes built in the late 1990s and early 2000s, many of which have been updated, plus a good amount of newer construction in the $400,000 to $500,000 price range. You're getting open floor plans, finished and unfinished basements, and larger lots without crossing into luxury price points. It's a sweet spot for getting great value and avoiding major renovation projects. Quick break in the video. If you're thinking about making a move to the Maple Grove area or really anywhere in the Minneapolis suburbs, send me an email, shoot me a text, or drop a comment. I'd love to help you find the right home in the right community. My contact info will be down below. Let's chat. Also, if you're not quite ready to make a move, but you want to stay in the loop on what's happening in the suburbs, check out my bi-weekly newsletter. It's called the BURBS Report. I cover everything from new developments and real estate trends to upcoming events, restaurant openings, and hidden gems around the Minneapolis suburbs. It's a great way to stay connected and in the know, even if you're just starting to think about your next move. The details for the BURBS Report will be found down below in the link, so check that out. Now, before you pack up and move to Maple Grove, here are a couple quick things you'll want to know just to be fully prepared. First, property taxes. Maple Grove is located in Hennepin County, which consistently ranks as one of the top 3 highest tax counties in Minnesota. That doesn't mean you're overpaying. It's just something to budget for. The flip side is you're getting great city services, parks, snow removal, and cleanliness. So most residents see it as a worth trade-off. But if you're coming from a lower tax area, maybe like Wright or Sherburne County, it might be a little bit of a sticker shock. Second, new construction is getting harder to find in Maple Grove. The city is pretty built out at this point, especially when it comes to affordable new builds. You might find a few new developments or villa-style townhomes, but if you're looking for a brand new single-family home, you're better off expanding your search to nearby cities like Dayton or Corcoran. They're just minutes away and still offer that Maple Grove lifestyle, but with more builder options. And third, homes here move fast, especially in that sweet spot of $400,000 to $550,000, where you've got a lot of demand for move-up buyers, young families, and even downsizers. If you're casually browsing and thinking, we'll wait and see what else comes in the market, there's a good chance that the one you loved will be gone by the weekend. So if you see something that checks most of your boxes, it's smart to be prepared financially. Act quickly and be prepared to make a very quick decision. Reach out to me, obviously, because my team and I would love to help you. So there you have it. That's your crash course on living in Maple Grove, one of the most well-rounded suburbs in the Minneapolis area. If this suburb feels like a fit or you want to help exploring other nearby suburbs like Plymouth, Champlin, or Corcoran, we've got you covered. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content on the best places to live in the Minneapolis suburbs, and I'll see you guys in the next one.